Welcome back to What Arty Noobs with General Disturbance. This is the M53 M55, the Tier 9 American SPG. It's located on the east spawn of Airfield under the command of BertholomaeusRexodus44x2 of the TLG clan. Game on. The M53 M55, actually made from an M47 pattern tank, is actually quite a heavy tank, actually, if you think about it. It's 48 tons in weight, and it goes at 56.3 kilometers an hour, which means this thing is capable of ramming an enemy medium and coming off okay. Well, so long as your driver has got ramming skills. But yes, you could actually ram an enemy tank with one of these, and they would suffer. They would suffer considerably. Any light tank trying to ram this tank is going to find out very quickly that it's not a good idea. Okay. It's got a good position here for hitting that channel. Not for hitting the main channel, but he should be able to get shots on the enemy. It's sometimes better to be out in the open, actually. You can see he's getting red lines from a lot of these tanks, so he's not going to be able to hit them. And in fact, he'll have to wait until they come around the corner. I actually prefer to be just a little bit further south if you're going to hit these corners. You can see an Object 263 just around the corner. He might come to view. Oh, the guards come in. And he's a one-shot. Rounds out. Ah! That's a quick kill. Very nice. The guard just took a huge amount of damage from some of our teammates. And all of a sudden, he was a one-shot. And yeah, BertholomaeusRexodus was able to capitalize on that one because he was in the right position at the right moment to get a kill shot. Now, the enemy Arty in this game is also another M53, M55, so he does have to watch out because that player might be good enough to have a go at him. Okay, he's aiming for the main corridor now. He can get a shell in there. The difficulty is the rock face is so close, he might actually stun his own teammate if he does. Okay, another tank's turned up on that corner. TNH, and he's also a one-shot, but he pulls back. And now we've got an A phase 1. Rounds out. Direct hit, 378. This is actually turning out to be quite a lucrative corner. That one hit the upper plate on the A phase 1. He's picking up some stun assists. Not a huge amount, but enough to make it count. And another enemy tank goes down. That one was a Super Pershing taken out by the 705. He might want to start thinking about changing position though. Okay, there's the A phase 1 he just hit, but he's got a red line. And there. So he might not be able to hit those ones because of that rock face there. It might be to his advantage to pull back because we've got guys covering the north side of the airfield. We've got a Barask and a Scorpion G. But this guy is out in the open, an Object 777 version 2. And let's see if we can get a shot on him. Rounds out. Looks good. Direct hit. 238. Tracked him. He's stuck there, but he's not likely to get hit by our guys. No, there's another enemy tank, an Iron Arty, just behind there. And of course, the Iron Arty is a modified M47. And oh, that guy's being shoved off the cliff. The T-34-3. And now we've got a T-95 going up there. And the T-34-3 on our team actually did lose some hit points as well, but not as much as the enemy T-34-3 did. And I think he's a one-shot. But our guys now got to watch out for that T-95. And unfortunately, our guy didn't look out for the Object 777 version 2. It's just coming around the corner at that moment. So at the moment, the enemy actually has control of the south end of the map. But we're still focusing on this corner. MX5120. Well, that shell went in just after our tank got wiped out. So we didn't suffer any penalty for firing that shot in. And we did get some damage, only 123 hit points off the MX5120. We're one down on the enemy at the moment. We've got the south flank open. There's only a T-55A watching for what's going on down there. And now we've got an even bigger problem because we've got that guy is being attacked by Samur, an Object 777 version 2, and of course that Iron Arnie. So we might need to divert our attention to the south. Okay, so we fired the round in, changing position. I think he's just going to fire straight to the south. Okay, standard reload for this Arty, 40.27 seconds. But we can see that he's managed to get BertholomaeusRexodus has got a reload of 31.76 seconds. Going for the Object 77 version 2. Not fully loaded. Rounds out. Yep, he got that hit for sure. And he got stun assist. And I think the T-55A is trying to escape. But I'm not sure how far he's going to get because that Object 777's there. He's back down that slope, but he doesn't have very good gun depression, that tank. And he's gone. And it was the Indian Panther who got the kill shot there. Okay, so the scores are now even, but that T-95 has come over from the south end. So it looks like the enemy has kind of forgotten about their objective. They're just trying to wipe us out. That's a direct hit on the T-95. Right, from this position, we've got to get the shells over that rock and into the enemy. Our guys are still covering the north of the airfield with a Scorpion G and a G-Saw 1006, 1007. And they really should be thinking about heading a little further south because at the moment, we are being assaulted from the south area. Ooh. Now that sounded like an armor-piercing round being fired towards our Conway. Of course, Conway does have very thin armor. Why does it sound like a Conway? Well, you heard that whistle as it went over, and of course, it then made a thump in the ground. Rounds out. T-95. It was a bit of a snapshot. And he's going to change position now, and I think with good reason, because that T-95 is getting closer and closer, and we're going to have to get to a position where we can lob the shells over the rock in front of us where the lurther is. And the only way of doing that is to get a bit further back. Okay, he's picked a spot where he can fire. There's an AMX 5120 there. There he is up on the heights. Now he's the splash kill. Can easily get him. Rounds out. Kill shot! That was a direct hit. And it's the second kill for BertholomaeusRexodus. So the scores are still even. There's still 5 left on both teams. But it's getting kind of tight in here because the enemy's pushing us into the northeast corner of the map. And it's very difficult to see the enemy as well. We can't see that T-95. Our Conway is trying to get as close as he can so he can spot what's going on. But of course, he's likely to take artillery fire if he does. Okay, it's all gone very quiet just for a moment. But we're waiting to see that T-95. And the Conway has changed position. And he's gone back to the entrance to the Cap Plateau. The Louvre was covering that area, so obviously it would have been better if the Conway had actually headed south, gone around and tried to come up from the south, spotting the T-95 from down there. He could get shots on him without actually being detected. But we just can't see that T-95 at the moment. He could be heading up the ramp towards the cap area. And if that's the case, the T-95 has found our Conway. I think it's rather than maybe the other way around. The Conway's found the T-95 and he's behind the buildings, but we can get around in there. Rounds out. It hits his rear. The Conway got hit by the enemy Arty as well. So the T-95 lost 372 hit points and the Conway is using his superior performance to get around the target. And we've got more stun assist off that shot. There's still a few enemies out there. There's only 4 of them left. But they're still fighting. We've got TNH just around the corner. We just lost the Conway to the enemy Arty, who was able to get another round in there. And our G-Saw just got the kill on the TNH T-Viz 51. And that's basically opened it up now for BertholomaeusRexodus to move and try and get into the enemy cap area. The G-Saw's moving. Now, we do know the enemy's got a medium tank, a P-44 Pantera, and an SU-130 PM. Now, that's the big problem, really, because that thing is very powerful. There's the enemy Arty. Now, can we get a kill shot? Lined up, rounds out, and... well, it splashes him for 268. And the kill shot comes in from the G-Saw to finish him off, and we got the stun assist. So, with only 2 enemies left, and they can still win with 2, we've got 4 left on our team. We've got the Conqueror, the Lurver, we've got BertholomaeusRexodus and the M53, M55, and the G-Saw, who's way over on the west side of the map. We still haven't found that SU-130 PM. Now, the good thing about SU-130 PMs as far as BertholomaeusRexodus is concerned is that they don't have much armor. Very thin. If you find one, you should be able to get a kill shot. We found the Pantera. There he is. He's being hit. Rounds out. Oh, it hit the rock face and only stunned him, but we're getting stun assist. If that gone over the top of the rock, he might have got a kill shot. But the kill shot goes to the Scorpion in the end, and that leaves just 1 left on the enemy team, the SU-130 PM. Our G-Saw is in the cap, but he's wounded. Now, the SU-130 PM's got an alpha of 520, so he can't take out the G-Saw with 1 shot. It would take 2, and he does take a little while to reload. Now, where is that SU-130 PM? We haven't seen him yet. I think that's one of the reasons why BertholomaeusRexodus is being cautious. And they found him. He's actually down in the south of the map. We're now frantically adjusting the aim. You need to use the control key, hold that down, and then move the cursor over the minimap to spot the area straight away. It goes to the spot straight away. Rounds out. Well, it landed right next door to the SU-130 PM. G-Saw is keeping him bottled up in that spot. He doesn't want to get hit, the G-Saw, but he can keep that guy there. Because if the SU-130 PM moves away, he's likely to get hammered by the G-Saw's gun. So he's just hiding in that little spot there. We're about to fire again. The Scorpion's turned up. He's not in view. Oh, he did get a big hit. And we're about to fire a round in. Rounds out. Oh, direct hit! And he's out the game, and that's a winner. Here's the end of battle stats, and that was an ace tanker game for BertholomaeusRexodus in the M53, M55. He got a bruiser medal for getting at least 5 critical hits in that game. He managed to get 12, and his winning from that game was 3,511, which is Super Unicum standard. Let's have a look at team score. Well, he didn't get the highest damage in the game. No, that actually went to the T95 on the enemy team. He got 3,063 hit points of damage. Second highest damage was the Scorpion G on our team with 3,004. And the third highest damage turned out to be BertholomaeusRexodus with 2,776 hit points of damage. When it came to kills, it was actually the M51 who did the best on the enemy team. He got 5 kills in the game. 3 kills went to, yes, BertholomaeusRexodus, the second highest score in this one. And 2 kills went to the Scorpion G, the Indian Panzer, the G-Saw, and also to the M53, M55 on the enemy team, who's also rather a good player. When it came to base XP, it's actually 3rd place for BertholomaeusRexodus. Yes, I do trip over his name a bit. The highest went to the TS54, who managed 1,192. Second highest was the Scorpion G, 1,092. And BertholomaeusRexodus was 3rd with 1,053. One of only 3 players who managed to get over 1,000 base in the game. And yes, the reason why the Scorpion G did well was obviously because he was tier 8 and so was the TS54, and they were scoring extra XP for every tier 9 that they were hitting, and tier 10 for that matter, because there were tier 10s in, I think there was tier 10s in this game. No, it was a tier 9 game with tier 8 tanks, that's why. So they were getting extra XP for all the tier 9s they were hitting. He fired 14 rounds, decent amount of ammunition fired, 8 direct hits on the enemy, 1 penetrating shot, and 14 splash. Well, can we see who we actually hit with a penetrating shot in this game? Well, it wasn't the enemy Arty, and it wasn't the guard. It looks to me like it may have been the 120. Was it the 120? No, it wasn't. The SU-130 PM at the end? Yes, it was him. 563 hit points, but it took 2 shots to actually take him out. But the last shot, I think the RNG said, or the program said, yeah, that guy's got to go down now. And it was a good shot anyway, because it actually hit the rear of the SU-130 PM as he was trying to hide in that little corner from the Scorpion G, and the shell just smacked into his rear, and there was no chance of survival. He also got 14 splashes, damage of 2,776, all of it at more than 300 meters, damage 7 of the enemy, kill 3, and he did 1,755 hit points of stun assist of 12 stuns. On a premium count, he actually earned 23,386 credits from the game, and he also took away 2,369 experience points. So another ace tanker. Quite an interesting game because the enemy was pushing everybody into the corner, northeast corner of the map, but they kept holding up and trying to defend themselves, and it was just whittling away the enemy tanks bit by bit, and there were some really good shots that actually really did help, because of course that shot that went into the rear of the T-95 enabled that Conway to get the better of the T-95, and after all, that T-95 was responsible for a fair amount of damage on in the game. As of course you saw, he actually got the highest damage in the game overall. So if he'd actually got to the Conway and managed to pump around in, that might have been the end of the Conway's game, but as it turned out, it went the other way. So yes, that was some good play, and I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please give this video a like, do subscribe to our channel, leave a little comment down below because it feeds the algorithm, and thank you for watching.